welcome back to another video on our channel Kid Tech, and this video marks something brand new that we've never done before on this channel, which is we're reviewing a lens. Today we chose the 7artisan 25mm aps-c sensor f1.8 lens made for the Sony E-mount. So with that being said, let's get started. Autofocus mirrorless camera lenses tend to be expensive. Manual lenses, on the other hand, fills the need of many photographers while remaining relatively cheap. The lens I'm reviewing today can be currently bought in the US on Amazon for $69.99. Compare that to the Sony Carl Zeiss Sonnar TE 24mm f1.8 at $1,100. Many newbies complain about difficulty focusing on their subject with manual lenses. Personally, I love them as all my current cameras feature focus peaking, which makes it a breeze and fun to focus. My first observation of the box is that it looks pretty fancy with the all-black matte color finish and shiny black letters, while highlighting the number 7 with red on the company's logo. When opening the box, we're met with the usual paperwork. 7artisan is a Chinese company, hence the Chinese lettering on the paperwork included with the box. Picking up this 24mm prime lens from the box, you immediately feel its weight. Feels very sturdy and heavy. It has a front lens cap that snaps on and a back lens cap twist on that twists on the lens, and it's an E-mount cover, which will fit another E-mount lens. As with most manual lenses, it features 2 rings, one for focus and another for aperture. Both rings are deep-clicked and are pretty smooth to rotate. The front of the lens features the lens information, such as aperture max value of 1.8, focal length 25mm, and its built-in filter thread is 46mm. Next is the 7artisan logo, followed by the lens serial number. While the front lens element is small, it does feature beautiful colors, and you could easily see the aperture ring open and close. The lens has a max aperture value of 1.8 and minimum of 22. Its sensor coverage area is aps-c size sensor, and since it features Sony E-mount, it can be used on any Sony mirrorless aps-c camera, such as the Sony a6300 or any of the Sony full-frame A7 series in aps-c mode. Since it is made for an aps-c size sensor, you get true focal length, and the only way to use it with Sony's full-frame line of cameras is with the aps-c sensor mode on, if you wish to avoid any heavy visionette. You won't find any electronic connectors on the back of the lens, as to be expected with a manual lens that doesn't have any focus chip in it. Since the Sony a6300 comes with a kit lens, I thought it's best to compare the two from a physical appearance standpoint. Many newbies might wonder why buy a 24mm focal length prime lens if that focal length is covered with the kit lens. The answer is the aperture. The kit lens max aperture is 3.5, while the 7artisan lens here has a max aperture of 1.8. If you don't know what an aperture is or what it does, you can review my video on the Sony a6300 exposures on the screen. The link is right above. Comparing the two lenses side by side, you will notice the 7artisan is slightly longer than the kit lens. Weighing in the kit lens first, it's 118 grams. And the 7artisan 25mm is at 138 grams, so it's about 20 grams heavier than the kit lens. Alright, now that we talked about the physical aspects of the lens and all its features and all that good stuff, now let's see how it performs in real life taking pictures. Looking at the image quality produced by this lens, we're starting off with a image I took at f1.8. We notice a significant softness at the center of the photo. Moving to the corners, we notice the same softness at the corners as well. I took this photo a couple of times as I originally thought I screwed up the focus, which would have resulted in the softness. However, I was correct, and I was truly surprised by the softness at 1.8. The 1.8, however, produces beautiful bokeh or blurred background, as you could see in this photo. At f2.0, we notice a significant improvement in the sharpness. However, it's mainly in the center. Meanwhile, the corners remain soft. 2.8, we start seeing significant improvement in the corners. And at 4 is when we start seeing a lot more clarity on the corners. Obviously, the center is very sharp. 5.6, however, is where the image is sharp, edge to edge, center, all in focus. At 8, you get a lot more sharper at the smaller lines, if you notice, as well as the corners. Moving to the last aperture stop, which is f16, and as you could see, I think it's the same, on the same level as the f8. I don't see much difference. The one significant disappointment with the small lens, however, is the barrel distortion. I'm not sure if you notice in all the images, if you look back at them again, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way till the end, they all have barrel distortion, especially when you're looking at the top of the picture. The image that I have on the wall is a poster, straight poster, 20 by 30 that I got it printed. And as you could see at the very top edges, it curves at the center and then goes down on both edges. The one thing I will say about barrel distortion is that I did not notice it when I took just ordinary pictures of subjects. Here I'm sharing few pictures that I took, some of them even in the evening, long exposure, and as you could see, the lines on the church door don't show any barrel distortion. And because this is a manual lens, I did not correct it in post, and because it's a manual lens, Lightroom does not have any lens preset for it in order for it to correct any barrel distortions that may be created by the lens. So I'm not sure if it's the nature of the image that I use to measure sharpness and things like that, and maybe the angle that I shot the photo at, but nonetheless, I did not see it being a problem on a regular photo. Well, so based on the cost and what we are able to do in post these days with still picture, I would still recommend this lens. The cost, like I mentioned earlier, is $69.99, very affordable, very good high quality, and you'll still be able to produce great images with it. As far as the barrel distortions, like I mentioned, it can be corrected in post, like in Lightroom,
or Capture One or any of those softwares. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please consider subscribing and wait for more videos to be posted. Thanks a lot and have a great day.